Hi, it's Summer. I thought I would do a quick video to show you a 10-minute makeup routine in the morning so you get a view of this is summer, warts and all. So you can see my complexion looks pretty good in my selfies, but I've got quite a few imperfections I have to deal with, bags and scars, and I've got some crepey skin and wrinkles, even though I did have the facial surgery, so they've reduced my brow and given me a lift here that pulled a lot of the loose skin up, but I still got scars and such. So I thought I'd walk you through a quick view of what I do. First thing I do is foundation, and I use this Il Makiage. This is Woke Up Like This. This is great stuff because I don't really like doing the concealers and having to deal with all of that. Unfortunately, I haven't had electrolysis, but I don't have very much beard color. So I just give myself a squirt, about a half of the Il Makiage, and I just dab it all around. So I kind of spread this around on my face and get it on there. And then I have this amazing brush that you can get these all over the place, but this came from Il Makiage. This is a nice little foundation brush. A lot of people will put the foundation right on the brush, but I like to just kind of spread it around to get it all where I want it first, and just go back and make circles like this to get it to blend in. And then like the eyes right here are a little tricky because of all that. You can see where I had that big dark circle there is mostly gone just from doing this little bit of foundation. And sometimes I'll go back and hit that a little more, but mostly I'm just evening out the tone of my skin with this and getting a good even color, hopefully, ideally, and just keep doing this in circles to blend it all in. And it's pretty amazing stuff. It's a little pricey, but I've been using this about a year, and I think I'm on my second one, so it lasts a long time. It's very good coverage. So you can see I went from pretty hideous to now I've got a pretty good even color all over. And then after that, a lot of times I used to use like a transparent powder to own a foundation, but now I use this Laura Geller. This stuff is amazing. This is a medium, and I use a kabuki brush like this, and I just kind of give it a little swirl, and I just kind of work this in on top of that El Makiage foundation, and kind of this gives it a little, this is a little darker and a little closer to my actual complexion, but it does a great job of evening out everything. And I just go right up to the edge of my hairline with all this stuff, and this is pretty fast and easy. And just kind of blend all that in, and then I'll go up under my neck a little too to blend it out. Okay, and that gives me my base that I start with, and you can still see a little bit of that, but I think that's mostly the lighting in here. I've got a lot of front lighting because I have a big mirror that's got lights all around it. So this is pretty harsh, and but that's what I go through with my harsh makeup. Now this, I'm not going to show you. This is my eyeliner, and so I use these. This is a NYX. What is that thing? Epic Smoke, and so it's a little heavy tip. It's not a thin tip, and I use a brown. So I just kind of lightly line across half of my upper eyelid, like that. And notice I have to pull my eye over because my skin is, as I get older, it's loose. And so I will just kind of go right along here. It's a little tricky to do in the camera, but I'll do the same thing on this side. Now this one, I can't see out of this side very well. So this one, I actually have a pair of glasses that I have modified to be able to see. I took a lens out of my left eye so I could see what I was doing as I did this. But I'll share those maybe in another video sometime. So this, and I can also take it, comes with a little brush on the end that you can kind of smoke that out a little if you want. But usually I just let it go because it's not a real dark eyeliner. And sometimes I'll do a little cat eye, a little continuation, but usually I don't. Usually I just go for, I'm just trying to accent the outside of my eyes a little bit to make them a little wider looking. And so that's all I do there. I just kind of do that to get a little more width to my eyes. Now this is, and this is my mascara. I use this Voluminous Carbon Black in the blackest black, I think is what they call it. And so I like the just straight whirlies for these. And you can see my eyelashes, I hope you can, my eyelashes are kinda sparse and weird looking. So I do this, I kind of get the corners out here. Oh, and I don't know if you noticed this, I've seen a lot of people do makeup with their ambidextrous, and they can do it with either hand. But I use my right hand for everything. I am decidedly right-handed. And so I just do my mascara and keep building and building on the top. And then on the bottom, I would just do, again, just that one, the left or the outside of the bottom. God, this is really kind of hard to see. I hope you can see it better than I can. But yeah, just keep building here on the eyelashes, and it will make them look longer and fuller. And just keep going. Usually I will do 2 passes on each eye, and just to get them a little, that's kind of halfway right there on that eye. But we'll move on so you can see the rest of this process real quick. And the next thing I usually do is a little bit of bronzer. This is a bronzer I get, Essence matte bronzer, and this one has a little kind of an orangey tone to it, which is not perfect for me. And so this time of year I'll sometimes switch to like this one. And so this is City Bronzer. I've had this one for ages. You can tell the packaging's kind of beat up. It's a Maybelline, and so I'll go ahead and use this one. But I've got a brush for this too, that's specifically for these bronzers. And so I just kind of dab it on there, give it a quick tap. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go right here in this area. So I start wide at my face, at my ear, and just kind of brush that out. And I'm not real accurate about this, but I just start wide and just kind of sweep it down so that I give it kind of a little triangle in here of that bronzer. And then sometimes I will kind of put a little under my chin to just kind of make my neck disappear a little. Okay, then after that I go with this is a plummy color that I've had for years. I think I've had it for 3 years. And so I use this as a blush, and I've got 2 blush brushes. I've got one small and one large. And these are both, I think they're the same brand even. Yeah, they are, Ortiz. And so they're just different sizes of the same brush. But what I generally do is I'll do this little one Just kind of get some on it and kind of just dab it right on that cheekbone. I have had, in my face surgeries, I had cheek implants done on both cheeks, and then they went back in the second operation and did fat transfers into my cheekbones to give them a little more. Well, they did my lip too, but that was so I just do this, kind of get a little on there, and then I go back with the bigger brush, this one, and just kind of blend that out and go a little down and up with it. So that's the cheeks. And you can do a little up here too to kind of give you a little color if you want on your nose. And then finally I do this. This is a Revolution highlighter, Revolution Reloaded, and it's kind of got a shimmer to it. So I do this to get right here, and I want to lighten my eyes up. And I don't use an eyeshadow, I use this. This is my eyeshadow. So instead of shadowing my eyes, which are a little hooded, I highlight them. So I use this, so my eyes don't seem so hooded and deep. You can see that it's kind of brought my eyes forward a little. Then I do a little bit more, like right here, just to kind of narrow my nose. And I do this to just highlight the top of that cheekbone. So that is the entire thing that I do for my makeup. And I will also show you, now my next step is I use these NYX, there's lots of them, but this is a setting spray. And I think I read somewhere that there's two kinds of sprays. One's a setting, one makes the powder set, and the other one is for more like a hairspray that holds your hair. This one is just to make the powder look more like my skin. So I will. So that's it. That's everything. That's the whole process. Now I do lips. For lips, I do. This is also a NYX product. This is. I've forgotten the name of it, but it's. But this is a great product. It's a stain. And it does have a gloss too. Excuse me. But I rarely use the gloss. I just use the stain. And I don't use a lip liner, but I probably will start using a lip liner. But just while I got you can see, this is the scarring from my fall back in March. There's a scar all the way across here. So I have to, the stain does a good job of covering that and kind of building around where my lip changes out here. So I'll do that maybe in another video and add it to this one, because that takes a minute. I'm gonna wait for all this to dry. But then after this dries, I will put on my wig band and my wig, and I'll be pretty much done. So I thought I'd share that with you. Thanks for stopping in. I'll put links in the comments for the products I use.